Okie dokie, here we are on lesson 68, and it's a little closer up because I'm here at school and just got my phone tied with yarn around the dock cam. So here we go, we are on 68 and we are multiplying multiples of 10 and 100. It starts on page, you can't see, 548, which I'm just going to read this part down here. Hopefully you can follow along in your own book. And it says, once we have memorized the multiplication facts, which I know we're still working on, but we can do some of it in our head, we can multiply round numbers in our head. To do this, we multiply the first digits of the factors and count the zeros. Study the multiplication on the next page. So up here it shows 40 times 30, which we can just look at 4 times 3, which is 12, and then put down that 0. So it'd be 120. So to find the product of 40 and 30, we multiply 4 by 3, and then attach 2 zeros, because there's 1, 2 zeros. So sorry, it'd be 1,200. So let me show you, since that doesn't show you. And make sure you can still see it. So 4 times 3 is 12, and we have 1 0, 2 zeros, so they go at the end. So you have 1,200. 40 times 30. Oh, I forgot anything to erase it. Alright, so example 1 says, in the weightlifting room, a group of football players lifted 80 pounds of weights 60 different times. How many pounds of weight did the players lift all together? Now I know all together is usually adding, but 60 different times is what tells us that it's multiplying. Because if you think, let's say we have our, this is our weightlifting thing, and this is, well, one side would be 40, I guess. So one side's 40, no, you know what, I'm just going to label them 80. Because this is an 80-pound dumbbell. So they're going to lift this 60 times. So that means we have to count, we have to multiply, we have to count how many, let's see, how many pounds did they lift all together. So we have to count, okay, they did this once, so that's 80. Then twice, that's 8 and 8 is 16, 160. So that we can picture it in our head of someone picking that up 60 times, which means you're going to add that all up. But instead of adding 80 60 times, we can just multiply. So here we go. Make sure you can still see that. Sorry for the glare. I don't know where it is. 80 times 60. So first, we're just going to focus 8 times 6, which I always have a hard time with, but it is 56. 56? No. 6 times 7 is 42. Nope. It is 48. Dang it. 6 times 8 is 48. So close. So 48, and then we have 1 0, 2 0, and we have those 2 zeros there. So then it is 4,800, and we are measuring what? How many pounds do they lift? 4,800 pounds. And remember, LBS is pounds. LB is just a pound. So usually on the answers I put LBS for pounds. And that is what they did. Although they never put that comma there, but we know in our place value there's always a comma before to split up the hundreds and thousands. So here we go. Example 2, which, cool, you can still see it. A store has 30 ping pong paddles for sale at $7 each. How much money will the store receive if all the paddles are sold? So that each is telling us that we're going to multiply. Because if you had 30 ping pong paddles, so here I'm going to draw a ping pong paddle, and say we had 30 of these, so 30, I'm going to just put 30 times. So say we had 30 of those, and they are each $7. So you're going to have to put $7 with all of those 30 ping pong paddles. So that means we're going to multiply. Now we have money, so we have 30 times, and I'm just going to do my $7 there. So we can still do the same thing. We are, I gotta move this up, sorry. And there's a glare there. We are multiplying 3 times 7, which is 21, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Yep, 21. And then we have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So remember that our money, we have 1, 2 spaces, and then our decimal. So we always have to put our decimal right there in between. You always have to have your tenths and thousandths for money. So then it is $210, which should be what you get there. And that is how they did it. All right, let's see. You can see that one. Cool. So it says multiply mentally 400 and 700, which we might see those big numbers and think, how do I do that? We have 400, 700. And I'm really bad at doing mental math, so I'm just going to show you how you should do it in your head, because you should know your 4 times 7, which is 28, I think. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Yes. So in your head, you'd know 4 times 7 is 28, because that's why we did around the world to get better at our math facts. So 28, and then we have 2 zeros. Let me make sure. Yep. So 1, 2, and then 2 more zeros. 1, 2. Now we can't just write 280000. We don't know what that number that is. We have to put a comma. So we have our ones place value, tens, hundreds, and then we have our thousands. So we got to put our comma there. So our answer then is 280,000. And this lesson practice real quick, I'm going to do A, C, and D. So A is 70 times 80. So 8 times 7, again, I'm terrible. Okay, 8 times 7 is 56. I know that one now. So we put our 56 there, and we have 1 0, 2 zeros. And then we got to remember we have our ones place value, tens, hundreds, then our comma. So it's 5,600. I'll just do B. I'll do them all. Why not? 40 times 50. Hopefully you can still see this. Sorry for the beep beep. That would be one of you trying to talk to me. Okay, 4 times 5 we know is 20. And then we take 1 0 and then the other 0. And again we have ones, tens, hundreds, and then a comma in between the thousands and the hundreds. Okay, C, we have 40 times $6. All right, so 4 times 6 is it 28? It's 24, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So we put 24 there, and we take this 0, and then these 2 zeros, and there they are. And again, with money, we got to put a decimal after or in between 2 zeros. So we got our thousandths, our tenths, decimal, and then our ones, tens, hundreds. So always remember money, we have those 2 place values after. So we put our decimal in, before those 2 place values. And the last example here, D is 30 times 800. So 30 times 800. Now I usually say to put the big number on top, but this will be okay for now because 8 times 3 is 24, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Yep. 24. And then we take this 0, put that there. Take these 2 zeros, put those there. And remember our place value ones, tens, hundreds, then we put our comma. So it's 24,000. Also, just a note, if I'm not responding to your messages right away, please be patient with me. I might be filming a lesson just like I am now. Please stay tuned for homework and let me know if you have any questions.